all, I am Quenisha Ross, and I chose to do my special population on African American women's mental health. Within the African American community, mental health is an issue that is often frowned upon, resulting in many untreated situations. Women specifically are presented as strong and can never lack the ability of a strong woman. According to womenhealth.org, 13.2% of the U.S. population identifies as African American, with a 16% of those who have a mental illness, resulting in over 6.8 million people. This is a large concern for the African American community, which can negatively impact women. Some prevalent statistics are African American women are 20% more likely to report serious psychological distress than white women. African American women living below the poverty line are 3 times more likely to report serious psychological distress than those living above the poverty line. African American women are more likely to have feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and worthlessness than white women. For a more in-depth understanding, mental health can result from many emotions such as depression, shame, anxiety, grief, and stress. Mental health is impacted by psychological and social well-being. It has been identified African American women tend to ignore these symptoms due to the shame represented within the community. According to American Journal of Public Health, their results indicated among whites, unhealthy behaviors strengthened the relationship between stressors and meeting major depression criteria. Among blacks, however, the relationship between stressors and meeting major depression criteria strengthened. Additionally, African Americans have a difficult time identifying these symptoms and signs related to mental health. 63% of African Americans believe depression is a weakness. 31% believe depression is not a health problem. 40% are in denial, and 38% do not seek treatment due to embarrassment. These statistics by Let's Erase the Stigma are some of the major contributions to the lack of treatment provided to the African American women. According to the National Alliance of Mental Health Issue, many African Americans rely on faith, community, family, and spiritual beliefs to overcome mental health. Faith and spirituality can help in the recovery process. Another major concern for the lack of mental health treatment is due to the distrust and misdiagnosis. African Americans have been negatively affected by prejudice and discrimination in the healthcare system, allowing them to rely on the spiritual guidance as the only option to recover from mental health issues. According to the National Collection for Women with Heart Disease, 1 in 3 women live with heart disease, allowing Black women to be at higher risk. Many heart disease cases stems from mental health. If mentally one is unfit, it impacts them physically. If mental health within the African American community is addressed properly, the possibility of 1 in every 3 women can change. One of the first steps to combat mental health within the African American community, specifically for women, is to recognize its existence. The lack of not acknowledging the need for treatment is only worsening the community. The article that is presented here can help reduce the negative impacts of mental health within the African American community, specifically for women. Healthy and safe environments will allow women to feel comfort in facing their issue. Clinical and community preventative actions will allow a comfort place to realize that they will not face the situation alone. Empowered people is needed in order to help the women overcome. Elimination of health disparities is having the ability to eliminate the gap between African American women and other races receiving treatment in the progress. Reducing these health disparities such as this will allow us to move forward within health equality to all mankind. Whether Black or white, woman or male, programs can be designed to help eliminate health disparities. As an example, the Affordable Health Care Act has influenced the impact of improved mental health for the African American women. If programs like this continue to progress, we will be well on our way to help to decrease some of the health disparities within society today. A few discussion questions I would like to leave you with today is 1. What programs do you feel can be implemented to help reduce the poor mental health rates in the African American community, specifically for women? And two, how do you feel health disparities such as the lack of mental health care for African Americans can decrease?